Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss The Dark Knight Rises, starring Christian Bale, Anne Hathaway, Tom Hardy, Marion Cotillard, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Caine, Gary Oldman, and Morgan Freeman, and directed by Christopher Nolan. Now, before I get into this review, let me just say, I was excited about this movie coming out after my birthday, and I went to a midnight showing, not an IMAX showing, but a midnight showing that I was really excited for because, it's Batman, and The Dark Knight did really well for everybody, and same with me. So what did I think of this movie? Let's get into it. The opening 6 minutes of the movie is good, but not Dark Knight great. Because there's no Joker, but Bane, who's a masked terrorist. But my question is, who's Bane other than that, what I just explained? Because at least he's not mentally retarded like that god-awful Batman and Robin movie. Fun fact though, if you saw Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol on IMAX, you would know how hard it was to hear Bane in that scene, but they didn't keep the original voice because they really went out of the way. But there were times where it felt like the audio there was like that audio in the original 6 minutes throughout the movie. And I know Christopher Nolan tried to get that out of the way, but try fixing his voice for once. Marion Cotillard, who was in last week's Inception, is a little bit worse here than she was in Inception. So that's all I'm going to say about her for now. I like that they kept the Maggie Gyllenhaal photo of Rachel, not the Katie Holmes one, because Katie Holmes was the weak thing about Batman Begins. And Anne Hathaway is back, well not back, but is playing Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman, which they never say that name in the movie, which is for the best, but she may be the best thing about the movie in my personal opinion. Like I said last week, I'm a big Joseph Gordon-Levitt fan, and this character here is as good as it was in Inception. It's hard to believe that Bruce Wayne was crippled after The Dark Knight ended, because Christian Bale is a young guy who gets physical in other movies. Gary Oldman is out of the movie when he escapes from Bane, and when he takes him as hostage briefly by the end of the movie, he's dumber than ever. No, when Bane gets Gordon as hostage for a brief moment or two, well, just one moment, but anyways, but by the end of the movie, he was dumber than ever because he asks Batman, who is he for real? And he says, Bruce Wayne, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, you're dumber than I expected. Bruce Wayne has the worst doctor ever in this movie when he says, I've seen no cartilage because you have none. It's just absolutely it's absolutely stupid to me. Everyone has the short shaft in this movie, including Batman, who's barely in this movie, when the title is The Dark Knight Rises, meaning he'll rise to kick Bane's ass. Morgan Freeman's Lucius Fox is a good presence, but again, he's not in this movie much. Bane's stock exchange scene is absolutely dumb because he makes Bruce's stock go down so that he can kill Daggett and leave it all to Miranda Tate, who we find out at the end of the movie her real name is Talia al Ghul, child of Ra's al Ghul. What am I saying? Another problem I have with the stock exchange scene is, at first, it's the middle of the day to begin with, and turn into a nighttime for a fight between Batman and Bane's henchmen, until we get to the morning when Batman gets back to Alfred and Alfred quits Bruce. Now, I gotta be honest here. Even though I like Michael Caine as an actor, I don't like his character here, because Alfred, this time, but still like the actor, he does everything to not get back. Well, let me just rephrase this. That he wants Bruce to not be in the Batman suit when everybody's wanting the Batman to come back. And at that point, when Batman gets back, Alfred quits Bruce, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, come on. Really, Alfred? And Anne Hathaway is looking pretty damn good in that latex Catwoman suit, so don't call me a sexist at this point, because this is just It's just the character, not the actress herself. I like the actress too, but I'm just saying that that she looks pretty damn good in that thing. I'll just say that much. The previous two movies show that Batman disappears on Gordon a lot of times on the first two movies, but this time Catwoman disappears on Batman, and Batman says, and I'm quoting at this point, "So that's what that feels like." Sorry, that was my Batman impression. It was actually kind of funny because Batman never gets quickly gotten away with by another person, unless if it was him. Bane's scene with Daggett when he kills him, and then he says, and I quote, "I'm Gotham's reckoning," is like, yeah, you will in the 5 months, yeah, you will be in the next 5 months, which that's got to be the worst plot ever by Bane for a Batman movie as well, where Bruce has a reactor that will blow up the city, so he doesn't use it. And Moretta takes over that reactor, and Bane plans to blow it up. Gotham, 5 months later, just really stupid. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like Bane's plot in this movie at all. It doesn't make any sense. The Batman versus Bane fight was actually a brutal fight, even when his back is broken by Bane. Just like it was in the comic books, but again, that's such a brutal fight, folks. Come on. During the fight between Batman and Bane, Bane keeps talking at a point when I just want Bane to shut the hell up. At this point, because he talks too much in this movie, like blah 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 blah. That chant from the trailers is the chant for how people can escape from Bane's prison home. Is pretty epic for this movie, in my personal opinion. I love the scene at the football field when Bane explodes the stadium and traps every cop that goes after him, and the one football player doesn't look back, and he turns around and what does he see? Nothing in the field, left in the field. It was just so freaking great until Bane starts talking again about his plan with Gotham, which again is really stupid. After Bruce gets his back fixed, Ra's al Ghul, aka Liam Neeson, is back. Only one scene as a vision of Bruce was really weird, a weird dream for me, because where the first villain is back and more ready than ever. Oh man, thank God we don't get a sequel to this movie. I feel like this is Rocky 3 all over again when Bruce, and I brought this up with Cars 3 for example as well, is the Rocky and where Bruce Wayne is the Rocky and the inmates, or maybe is Catwoman or Gordon or John Blake, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, as the Apollo Creed, and Bane as the Clever Lang. It's almost like that all over again, because I'm pitiful. I like that Cillian Murphy as the Scarecrow, but come on, who do you think should have been at that spot at the judge chair? The Joker, of course, should have been there, but Heath Ledger died, so it's honorable to not have him return as a CGI character at this point. That line, "Where's the trigger? Where is it?" is over the top. That almost busted me up laughing. Talia al Ghul's death is the worst death ever in this movie. And is Joseph Gordon-Levitt really Robin, or in this case another Batman? Because we will get a Batman movie again, but not with him, but with Ben Affleck. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 6.9 out of 10. This is not as good as Batman Begins or Dark Knight. And this is Christopher Nolan's least impressive film, unless we get to Dunkirk. We'll see what we do with when we get to the end of that show. But I know we'll get their audio problem with Interstellar. I'm not sure about Dunkirk at this point, which I'll discuss next week. So I'd like to thank you guys again for joining me, and I'll be back next week with Interstellar. And until next time, see you later.